Welcome back. Previously, we were discussing about inverse of a matrix and the various steps that has to be followed and kept in mind while dealing with an inverse matrix. Let us discuss the further cases that comes under matrices. Orthogonal matrix. We have discussed this same type of orthogonal matrix previously, but for the time being, we all know what is meant by orthogonal matrix. A square matrix is said to be orthogonal if the product of it and its transpose is a unit matrix. There will be matrix A will be given. If you take the transpose of that matrix, then you will get another matrix, and if you multiply these two matrices, the resulting matrix will be a unit matrix or an identity matrix. So the case is like this. A is a matrix. If A is multiplied with its transpose is represented by A dash or A superscript dash equal A transpose into A. The meaning of this statement is, if you multiply a matrix with its transpose, or if you multiply the transpose with its matrix, the resulting matrix or the resulting product of these two will be an identity matrix. That is a concept. So remember this statement. If you multiply a matrix with its transpose or vice versa, the resulting will be an identity or a unit matrix. Just remember that statement. So here the A is an orthogonal matrix. If you prove that some matrix or the given matrix is an orthogonal matrix, then the given statement is also has to be remembered. That is, if A is an orthogonal matrix, if you are proving any matrix to be an orthogonal, if A is an orthogonal matrix, then its transpose will be equal to its inverse. I hope you all know what is meant by A raised to dash 1 or A superscript dash 1. It represents inverse of a matrix. So if any of the matrix is proved to be an orthogonal, then the transpose of that particular matrix will be equal to its inverse. That is the basic concept. Just remember these statements and notes. You may come across a question where whether you are asked to prove something to something else. Okay, that's all with the orthogonal matrix. We will be dealing with some other cases. Next one, solutions of simultaneous equation with the help of matrices. We have learned and dealt with the simultaneous equations at the beginning of first module, and we know what is meant by equations. Equations means is certain arrangement of numbers or variables, and simultaneous equation means it will be a combination of two or more linear equations. That is known as simultaneous equation. And we all know how to solve a linear equation as well as a simultaneous equation. And in this case, you are asked to solve a simultaneous equation with the help of matrices. For the time being, consider here these two equations are given. It's just an example of a linear equation. For the time being, I am using ax plus by equal to k and cx plus dy equal to L. Here a, b, k and c, d, L. These three or these six variables are non-values. Non-value means if you recap the first module, you will understand the example. We have come across the equation pattern like 2x plus 3y equal to 6, 4x plus 5y equal to 10, likewise. So for the time being, instead of numbers, I am using a, b and k and c, d and L. So if you are given two equations like ax plus by equal to k and cx plus dy equal to L, you are asked to prove or you are asked to find the values of x and y. That is a concept of solving a linear equation. Whenever you are given a linear equation and you are asked to solve, means you need to find the unknown variables. In this case, x and y are the unknown variables. So you have to find the value of x and y. And with the help of matrix, you need to find the values of x and y. And how we are going to find. That is the concept of this statement. So when you come across an equation like this, you have to split this linear equation into three different matrices of peculiar properties. The same equation can be represented as first matrix. See, it consists of A, B, C and D. If you go through the equation, you can see that Ax plus By equal to K. Here A, B, K are the known values as I have mentioned at the beginning. So here A and B are the known values to the left hand side of the equal sign. So A and B. Likewise, next one Cx plus Dy. Here C and D are the known values that is positioned in the left hand side of the equal sign. So first matrix includes all those numbers. Numbers means known values that comes to the left hand side of the equal sign. Left hand side of the equal sign means anything that comes in this side of the equation. Anything means numbers that comes. We don't include variables. So first matrix has to be like this, and the second matrix has to be the second matrix has to be the one that includes all the unknown values. If you go through the equation, you can see that Ax plus By equal to K, and here A, B, K and are known values, so X and Y will be the unknown. Second case also Cx plus Dy equal to L, here X and Y are the unknown, the rest are the known values. So as a whole, the unknown values or unknown variables in these two equations as a whole is X and Y. It doesn't mean that there are 2x or 2y or 3x or 3y. You just need to mention the unknown variable. So here x and y. So we have made two matrices. You need to make one more. So once you make two matrices, you need to put equal sign because we have made two matrices on the variables like unknown values and known values from the left hand side of the equal sign. That's why we are using here equal sign, here two matrices. And we have to make one more matrix that represent any numbers that comes to the right hand side of the equal sign. Here right hand side of the equal sign that include K, here it is L. So K and L. So this is how you have to make the matrix. Till now we didn't prove or we didn't found any answer for the case. We had just started with the case. So whenever you come across a linear equation, first you need to transfer the values or details given in that equation, linear equations, to the respective matrices. Matrices means first matrix, second matrix. Usually there will be three matrices, and these matrices has separate names. The first matrix is always represented by capital A. Second matrix is represented by X, and final matrix is represented by capital B. So it can be written as Ax equal to B. So for the time being, we will try an equation, real equation, then you will get a clear picture. Here two equations are given, 2x plus 3y equal to 4 and 4x plus 5y equal to 6. You are asked to solve these two equations in the matrix equation form. So during the examination time, you have to be very cautious while dealing with the linear equation part because we have dealt linear equation in multiple modules in different ways for finding out the same answer. If you do the same equation by solving using the first module method or the method which we have learned in the first module, you will get the same answer. But remember what is specified in the question. If in the question specified that you need to use the matrix form to solve a simultaneous linear equation, so you have to definitely follow this method. Okay, 2x plus 3y equal to 4 and 4x plus 5y equal to 6. How you are going to transfer these values to this format? So we will begin with first matrix consisting of all the values that are known and positioned to the left hand side of the equal sign. So what are the numbers? 2, 3, 4, 5. See, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember the position of the number. You don't represent the numbers randomly. You have to follow as per the position that is stated or specified in the question. Here the 2 and 3 are at the first equation and 4 and 5 in the second equation. So you have to specify that like that. So once you done the first matrix, so you have to go for the second matrix. Second matrix is used to represent the unknown values or the variables which you have to solve. In this case, there are two variables x and y, so the 2 has to be represented in the second matrix, followed by equal sign, and the final matrix is numbers that comes to the right hand side of the equal sign. See here 4 and 6. And the first matrix represents A, second matrix represents X. You may think that within the matrix there is an X and the outside it is given as X. Why it is like that? Here the X is always used as a variable for finding out the unknown values. Since this matrix represents unknown variables, this matrix is given as a whole X. That's why it is given X. Don't confuse with this X. These two X's are similar. So you have got X and finally you got B. So it can be represented as AX equal to B. So now we have learned how to convert a linear equation pattern into a matrix form. That is AX equal to B. Let us study how we are going to solve these matrices using AX equal to B. We will try with a real linear equation. Oh, it's a big one, consisting of 3 unknown values c, x, y, z, and 3 linear equations. So it's a big simultaneous equation combination, and you are asked to prove or asked to find the values of x, y, and z using matrices. So first of all, you need to express these matrices in the form of Ax equal to B. And we all know what is meant by A, what is meant by X, and what is meant by B. So the 3 equations are like this. Remember, whenever you come across a question like in the exam, sometimes in the equation it is said that 2x plus 3y plus 5z minus 7 equal to 0. Sometimes you may given an equation like that, and we all know what to do. You have to shift all the non-values to the right hand side of the equal sign. So if such a case comes, remember, even if a non-value is given in the left hand, sometimes it can be given, this 7 can be given in the left hand side. 2x plus 3y plus 5z minus 7 equal to 0. In that case, you need to shift. If you shift, it will change like this. 2x plus 3y plus 5z equal to 7. So this is the equations given in the question. You need to shift these equations to the matrix form, like Ax equal to B form. So the equations can be written as Ax equal to B, where A represents all those numbers that comes to the left hand side of the equal sign. Here numbers are 2, 3, 5. So it comes the first row. Second equation 5, 4, 7. So it second row. And finally 3 minus 7, 8. It represents last row or third row. So once you made the first matrix, you have to create the second matrix named as X. X represents all those unknown variables that comes to the left hand side of the equation. Here there are 3 unknown variables X, Y, Z. Don't worry about 3 X's, just take the unknown variables. So unknown variables are represented by X, Y, and Z. Remember the order. It is written vertically. Don't think that the numbers are taken in the proper order. Why the X and Y, here X, Y, Z are in horizontal order. So you have to follow like that. It doesn't mean like that. The numbers has to be followed as per the position, but the variables has to be written in vertical form. And equal, B represent all those numbers that comes to the right hand side of the equal sign. 7, 9, 10. The same position has to be followed. 7, 9, 10. So you have made or found out or extracted the details given in the questions to its matrix form. Ax equal to B. Next, how you are going to find the value of x. X means this one, this matrix. We are solving all these things, or we are following all these steps to find the value of x, y, and z. Here first coefficient represents, first matrix represents coefficients, second unknowns as we have mentioned earlier, and the final matrix represents coefficient constants. Usually this matrix is represented by coefficient constants. So all these are represented in the form Ax equal to B, where A represents first matrix, X represents second matrix, and B represents third matrix. Remember the positions of A, X, and B, and what is the meaning of A, X, and B. Remember the contents that comes within Ax and B. Remember the positions also. So now we have Ax equal to B. Now let us solve this simultaneous equation from Ax equal to B. Now we will begin our computation from this point, Ax equal to B. So it is given Ax equal to B, where A represents the first matrix consisting of numbers. In simple sense, we can say that known values. X represents unknown, as we already know, and B also represents known numbers, because here numbers are given instead of an alphabet. So we have two matrices that consisting of numbers or known values, that is A and B. X is the unknown. So whenever you come across example like this, 2x equal to 6, what you will do? X equal to 6 divided by 2. Likewise, here also you have to follow the same step. So x equal to 1 by A divided by B. So the A become inverse. The inverse of an alphabet can be represented by A raised to minus 1 or dash 1. We have learned that same concept previously. Here A is shifted to the other side of the equal sign. When anything go to the other side, it will become fraction, that is 1 by A. Instead of writing 1 by A, we can write A raised to minus 1. So x equal to A raised to minus 1 or A raised to dash 1, otherwise known as inverse matrix, and B. So here the equation is somewhat coming to similarity to the concepts which we have studied earlier. We know how to find A raised to minus 1 or dash 1, otherwise known as inverse matrix. We all know how to find inverse matrix. So the meaning of this sentence or this statement is x equal to, if you have to take the inverse of a matrix. We all know how to take the inverse. So once you find the inverse, you need to multiply it with B. Here B is given. Then you will get the answer. That is the concept. So first of all, you need to find inverse of a matrix, or A raised to A superscript minus 1. Multiply the matrix which you have found out with B. Then you will get the value of X. That is the concept of solving a linear equation or simultaneous equation using matrices. For today, we will discuss just only the concept and the steps that has to be followed. We will discuss the real life case in the next session. That's all for today. Thank you.